Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CoSM's January full moon ceremony celebrating 22 years of full moon gatherings. I'm Alexis Batty, coming to you live from the Great Hall in Entheon, Sanctuary of Visionary Art. How's everybody doing tonight? You good? All right. Very good. Very good. Well, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, whether you're in the live studio audience or tuning in remotely. We're just so grateful to have you part of this special sacred gathering. Tonight, we honor the cycles of the moon, the light within, and the beauty of this shared moment. So I love to do this. Let's just take a collective deep breath in. Say bon voyage to the past. Exhale. And open ourselves to the magic of this space. Are you ready to embrace the mysteries and inspiration of this transformative evening? Are we ready? That sounds good to me. Well, then let's get to it. To begin, it is my privilege to introduce our visionary hosts for the evening. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to CoSM founders Alex Gray and Allyson Gray. Give it up for them. Look at them. They're beautiful. Give it up for them. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you so much for coming. You know, on this cold January night. But this is such a special night, is it not?
Happy New Year.
Happy
everyone.
New Year,
Yeah.
especially.
2025.
Yeah, 2025. Yeah. It could be a great year. It could be a great year. We are so excited because this is, when we celebrate the January full moon, we're celebrating the anniversary of the full moon ceremony. And, you know, we just to say, I mean, we were a nonprofit in 1996, but we didn't have a full moon ceremony until 2003, January. It was suggested to us by our shaman, Alex Stark, who is a brilliant geomancer and leader. And yeah, we had our first full moon ceremony. Oh, wait, are we showing it? No, we're showing us.
Yeah, that was like one of the,
There
probably
it
one
is.
of the first public ones.
That's right.
And, you know, by having the first full moon ceremony, we just put it on my website. There was no Facebook or Instagram or any kind of social media really to
But
speak
that
of.
wasn't until April.
Well,
In
sure.
January, we had a small group of us. It was maybe 15 or so of us, 15, 20. They came from a party that we had given for our anniversary, where somebody stood up, Alex Stark, and he said, I'm going to be the head of the prayer committee, and we're going to start full moon ceremonies. And so the next month, that was in December, and so the next month we had our first full moon ceremony with Alex Stark and Rosie and some people that are still with us. And that was, you know, in 2003. That's a long time ago.
It is, but you have to say it worked, you know?
Oh, yeah, do have to say that, yes.
And we love to, you know, focus in January, as many people came and did the vision board thing today.
How
I
many
hope.
people were in
How
the
many
vision
people
board
came?
group?
Wow.
Woo, that was such a
Okay.
group. Wow.
So it's, you know, kind of envisioning the future we want to live into, you know. It kind of gives us the quality of our life now. And so this whole matter of having this strange example of, you know, starting full moon ceremonies without any, like, clue,
Never occurred to
as
us before,
what-
okay? That was not a thing that we were ever thought of doing. And as soon as he said it, and we trusted him so much because he was an architect from Yale, who also was a shaman, and we trusted him so much. He was so brilliant.
Well, he
So
had a mind
we
for
went ahead and
building.
did it, and he was really. But everybody brought something. Everybody brought like a poem or a song or a wisdom bite or like whatever. So we went around the circle, and everybody got to do it, and we did. Well, it was in March that we decided that the next one we do, because they got a little smaller, and we thought, well, why not just put it on Alex's website and see if anybody else will come? So so that was in April, and on Easter Sunday morning, we got an offer for like a floor in Manhattan. Somebody wanted to put up the sacred mirrors near their club, upstairs from their club, and they gave us this floor, and we built it out. That's what got us. So it really did, move us forward
was
to have
rather
the full moon.
immediate.
And it was
4
almost
days.
immediately.
4
People
days
wanted
after
to,
the first public
and thank God.
ceremony.
Well, and thank God, because by the time we were able to build it out, it was completely raw space. And by the time we moved in September, we had too many people to come to our home in Brooklyn anymore. So hundreds of people were lined up outside smoking weed. It's like our neighbors weren't having this. So we really did have to find a place where we could play our music as long as we wanted, as late as we wanted, and as loud as we wanted. See, that was the thing. That was
changed a
Chelsea.
little bit when we got here.
Totally different.
Just totally.
Yeah, we became a church in 2008, and we moved here. So, but anyway, that's our story. But I wanted to say, to celebrate the moment that we're sharing here tonight, we like to use the number of full moon ceremonies that we've had consecutively in an unbroken chain, 275 full moons. You guys are the 275th full moon ceremony. We are here together. And in looking at that number, 275, just as an indicator of time and space, this is us now, we add that all together, and we get the number 5, because you add 275, and then you add 4 and 1, and then you get 5. So 5 is the number of the hand. Yeah, it's the hand. It's the number of the human, the head, the 2 arms, and the 2 legs. And it is it's supposed to be the number of freedom and change and adventure. So if you feel that there's anything like that resonates with you, freedom, change, adventure, for tonight, because that's the number for tonight. See people that I haven't seen for a while. But anyway, yes, so, freedom, change. It is a time for change, because it's about, how to have the life you love in every area of your life. So we're going to talk about that. But before we do, please tell us, why did we choose the full moon? Why the full moon anyway?
Well, you kind of answered it because Alex Stark suggested it.
That's
but
true.
We always felt like the moon, it's not the moon's light, so to speak. It's the moon is a mirror reflecting the light of the sun. So in that way, it's like the sacred mirrors. We're reflecting a greater light, just like the moon is reflecting a greater light. So this metaphor of reflection and the light just seemed like perfect. And of course, the circle is the, symbol of the soul. It's and a luminous circle. It's a perfect kind of symbol. It takes us also out of the news feed, I have to say. It's just like our minds can raise up a little bit.
Well, that's because everybody, all people, all cultures, everyone on Earth experiences a full moon. You know, you look up at the moon and it's full, and it happens within maybe a 24-hour period or something like that. But basically, everybody gets a full moon, and we're all looking at the full moon, and it's something that we can all feel unified about. You know, believe what you like, but there's the full moon. I'm sorry. It's evidence. You know, there's a moon there, and we all share that. And the light is the reflection of the sun.
Yeah.
Which gives us life.
Exactly. Like we are reflections of that transcendental light.
You want to sit there?
No.
You want to sit here,
Yeah,
honey?
I could sit here.
Why don't you sit? Okay.
Yeah.
We're switching places tonight, I think.
Well,
it's okay.
we did want to acknowledge that it's January 11th, and that's just a really meaningful day to me, because Albert Hofmann was born on that day, and so, you know, I mean, what better date, you know? It's like a time of oneness, you know, and new beginnings and things.
Well, and speaking of oneness, it's a day very special to me as well, and to many people here. That's the oneness. That's something that we share.
Exactly.
If we've ever done LSD.
Right, or probably any psychedelic,
Any
or if
psychedelic
you've
at
had some transcendental experience that's taken you out of your identity with the body, and you're connected with something greater. Now,
Well, we don't usually start the program with this with this sort of acknowledgement, and yet it has been the catalyst that changed our life, absolutely, and brought us together. And it's his birthday's tonight, so how can you not? You know, he's been a great influence. What do you show?
I just wanted to say also that January 11th, it's been kind of an interesting date, and Hofmann, I felt, has kind of had his eye on things in some way. Like the first public full moon ceremony that you were recounting back in April of 2003 was on April 16th. Now, April 16th is a meaningful date for those who know Hofmann's history, because that was the date that he heard LSD calling him. And so I always thought, that's interesting, lines up. And our last full moon ceremony in New York City was also on January 11th, which is curious, before we left and came up here.
Well, it's a magical
in
day.
2008.
There's no getting around
Yep.
it. And when we were in 2006, we were at Dr. Hofmann's 100th birthday, and it was held in Basel, Switzerland, and they had the World Psychedelic Forum. It was really one of the first biggest international forums about psychedelics. And we had been to Oaxaca and other places like that where they had some psychedelic conferences, but this was the biggest and the best, like all the greatest speakers and notorious people in the field. So
Now, I thought I'm going to read a statement from Albert, and it's inscribed on the frame of the blue Hofmann painting that's downstairs in the psychedelic reliquary. And after the ceremony, I'll be down there, probably talking,
about that painting, which is about the
Hofmann.
history of psychedelics.
Yeah.
Totally. So it's an interesting subject, and historically, Alex is a scholar.
This is Albert. Alienation from nature and the loss of the experience of being part of the living creation is the greatest tragedy of our materialistic era. It's the causative reason for ecological devastation and climate change. Therefore, I attribute absolute highest importance to consciousness change. I regard psychedelics as catalyzers for this. They are tools which are guiding our perception toward other deeper areas of our human existence, so that we again become aware of our spiritual essence. Psychedelic experiences in a safe setting can help our consciousness open up to this sensation of connection and of being one with nature. LSD and the related substances are not drugs in the usual sense, but are part of the sacred substances which have been used for thousands of years in ritual settings. The classic psychedelics like LSD, psilocybin, and mescaline are characterized by the fact that they are neither toxic nor addictive. It's my great concern to separate psychedelics from the ongoing debates about drugs and to highlight the potential inherent to these substances for self-awareness as an adjunct in therapy and for fundamental research into the human mind. It's my wish that a modern Eleusis will emerge, in which seeking humans can learn to have transcendent experiences with sacred substances in a safe setting. I'm convinced that these soul-opening, mind-revealing substances will find their appropriate place in our society and our culture. Thank you.
Isn't that awesome? By the way, P.S., we also went to Dr. Hofmann's 102nd birthday in Basel, Switzerland, where they had the second World Psychedelic Forum, and he died soon after that. That was in 2008. So, but anyway, he was standing upright and walking with his suit on and combed and looked perfect. And I think, there's tales that he microdosed like regularly until he died. He was, after he finished inventing LSD, they'd let him research whatever he wanted. And they really celebrated him, Sandoz Pharmaceuticals and Switzerland. And he studied life extension. That was his study. And so the two things that I can tell you about that I know is that he microdosed and he inverted. He hung upside down, like daily, all the blood to the brain. And he was sharp as a tack. Anyway, well, that's my story, and we're sticking to it.
Happy birthday, Albert. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yay, Albert. Yay, Albert. Okay, well, creating
Next, yeah.
Oh,
Next slide
here we go.
here.
No, here we have it right here. Oh, it's my turn.
Oh, good.
Creating a life you love. To live the life you love the life you have, and imagine a future that draws you forward.
It's, I think that's it in a nutshell. We were reflecting on this whole subject, and we're listening to some Buddhist start talking about the 5 remembrances. They were saying Happy New Year. Let's create some resolutions, and everything. And then they were saying, but you know what? It's always good to recall these items, and it's something that this guy had been doing every day of his life, and he felt like it was helpful. And so the 5 remembrances, many people might know them, but the first one is that, when we receive our human body, and they're kind of like binding agreements, I was feeling like. In order to get a human vessel, you must agree to the following, and this is a reminder. So the first one is you receive a human vessel and it's subject to aging, okay? And the same human vessel is a very complex system, and it's subject to illness and disease. And it's also impermanent, it can die at any random time, okay? That's number 3. And number 4 is that most of your closest relationships and with everyone that you have will be at some point separated from you. And so number 5 is your life is an opportunity. You have this rare, precious thing. You've been gifted a body and a human life. You're in Earth School, you know? And what do you want to do, you know? Now what, you know? So,
Yes.
yeah, but those
Those
are
are beautiful.
Those are the grounders.
You're responsible for your life. You're responsible for your own creation of the art of living. It's an artwork that you can create. So that's why we call it creating a life you love, because you can craft it, you can sculpt it, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it social sculpture. That's what it is. It's making the life that you choose, and everything that you do is your choice, really.
Well, I was thinking that, like, you know, those parameters that the guy was saying was basically like every work of art, like, needs limits. You know, the painting is so big, it's made with certain colors, you know, and a certain, you know, things.
Certain sizes, certain materials.
The limits define a work of art, and you accept those limits in order to, you know, move forward with it. So I thought, okay, well, now you got the limits of your life, but it's a work of art, you know. So then, how do you work with that? You know, like consciousness is the ultimate medium. You know, it really is, and so how do we work with that? So we have
So we're going to
bunch
just.
of stuff.
All right, a New Year's resolution. Has anybody here made any New Year's resolutions yet? Because tonight is the night. This is the time. And I want to just say to you all, take out your phones. Don't hide your phones. Take them out and go to notes and be ready to write down anything that comes into your mind that has to do with your New Year's resolution. I really do recommend using this evening as an exercise. We actually will have a few moments where we will, stop, and the music will play, and we'll be writing. So I do recommend having something to write with. Okay, do you want to go do that now? Go ahead and do that while I'm reading you this poem. Each resolution that I make, my consciousness sorely troubles, because I find they always break as easy as soap bubbles. This is a postcard from, like, I think 1909 or something. But anyway, let's see. Now the next one, here's the next one. Oh my God. I will this day try to live a simple, sincere, and serene life, repelling promptly every thought of discontent, anxiety, discouragement, impurity, and self-seeking, cultivating cheerfulness, magnanimity, clarity, and the habit of holy silence, exercising economy in expenditure, carefulness in conversation, diligence in appointed service, fidelity in every trust, and a childlike trust in God. Your New Year's resolution, resolve to renew all of your unresolved, all that is unresolved. I don't see what that says. Some old resolves, yes. I don't have it here. Anyway, can you read it to me? And add a few that are new. Resolve to keep them as long as you can. What more can a poor human do? There you go. Not good at seeing that distance anyway. But those are good thoughts, and write them down. Now, this is the Misogi. You know, the Misogi is an annual quest and often a difficult challenge. So if you have any of those things that you're thinking, a difficult challenge for the year, the Japanese term originated from a Shinto practice of standing in ice-cold waterfalls as a ritual purification of body, mind, and spirit. If you don't stand under a cold shower once in a while, I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Honestly, it changed ours. Get under that cold. That cold's good for you. Well, anyway, but your Misogi challenge could be physical, like preparing for a marathon, quitting smoking, or losing weight. Your challenge could be mental, like learning a new language or a musical instrument, or accomplishing a solo exhibit of your artwork. The challenge could be spiritual, like a meditation or a worship commitment. So this is just an idea from a guy named Jesse Itzler to consider planning an adventure every 8 weeks for a year. An adventure could be anything. It could be anything, really. I mean, my mother went whitewater rafting down the Colorado in her 60s without knowing anybody in the group. She left my father, who she loved dearly, for 66 years, but he didn't like traveling or doing anything like this. So she did. She did this. She went to Egypt. She went all over the world, and she just took trips with people she didn't know. And I admired her this day for that, right? Go to the museum, the Natural History Museum, with your family. It's an adventure. So think of an adventure and go on adventures, do adventures. It's another. Cultivate a new habit. Create a habit streak, like running every morning for 20 minutes. Determine a cue, like I will drink a full glass of water every time I go into the bathroom. We need to drink more water, don't we? How do we make ourselves do what we know we should do? We tie it into something else. Like every time, I don't know, finish something, I get a reward. But it doesn't have to be food. That's not a good idea. But do consider a reward. It says it right here. Like, after I finish writing my morning pages, I'll make breakfast. Okay, you don't get to eat until you do your yoga. That is something we do. We all kind of do this occasionally. So that's, let's see. Okay, so that was, now I was going to talk about, wait a minute, it says here, I want to just tell you this other thing. Make your new habit visible, have evidence. Like, instead of just thinking of 3 things you're grateful for when you wake up, write them down in the notes in your app. That's what I do. I always write everything in notes. I make myself a lot of notes so that I can remember everything. All right, well, here we have Marty Seligman, and I just was going to say he's a leader in the study of happiness. And his formula for happiness, he has a formula for happiness. You want to read it? You want to take over? Take over for a while. Here, people want to hear your voice. Go for it.
Didn't you spell it out in like those?
I did, but tell them about who Marty Seligman is. Oh, wait, I have to show you where we are.
Okay, I
Marty
see.
Seligman.
Marty Seligman is a leader in the study of happiness.
Yes.
His formula for happiness is happiness equals S plus C plus V.
That means the set. Yes. Read the next line here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I really was questioning this, but this is really important stuff.
He's
what
not my
makes you
best
happy?
buddy.
What it is? It's the set point. The set point, the genetic set point. What would a genetic set point be? It would be like, we have certain genetic limitations or certain genetic, proclivities. Like, our parents were all, this way, and, something like that. So there's your genetic set point plus your circumstances, whatever they are, get where you are, plus factors under our voluntary control. So that's what happiness is. It's like you get where you are genetically. You get your circumstances. Yes, my house just burned down. I lived in L.A. You have your circumstances. How happy are you going to be? And then factors under your voluntary control. Oh well, I have another place to stay. I'm alive. I'm grateful. We all got out and all the pets got out and, like that. So psychologists discovered that people tend to remember unsolved problems. So they plague you. They stay with you. Frustrations and failures more than remembering successes. So that's something to remember. So what is success? Well, this is what he says success is, and we thought we'd quickly go through, what somebody, a real expert would say, I mean, do you think that you're a success? What would make you a success? Write it down. In what way could you be, in your own mind and in your own assessment, a success even more than the way you are now? Or are you perfectly happy with the success you have now? That's loving the life you have, right? All right, so let's go ahead. P is for positive emotions. That is, we all know that we should have positive emotions if we want to be happiness, Positive emotions. Don't you love Alex's laughing man? As our daughter said, you never make any self-portraits that are laughing. So he did laughing man.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right. Let's see. So hope, interest, joy, love, compassion, pride, amusement, and gratitude, all prime indicators of flourishing and well-being. Go. E is for engagement, flow, the loss of self-consciousness and absorption in an activity. The more engaged you are, the more you are happy. R is for relationships, and more you're successful. R is for relationships, encompassing all interactions with partners, friends, family, colleagues, bosses, mentors, supervisors, and our community. So our relationships give our life meaning. M is for meaning, the need for a sense of value and self-worth, belonging to or serving something greater than ourselves. A life's purpose is a guide when we face challenges and adversity. A life's purpose. Do we know our life's purpose? If you know your life's purpose, can you put it into 5 words? 3 words? Write it down. Anyway, the 4 pillars of gross happiness. Some people in the world, we're moving on. It's PERMA. Gross national happiness is more important than gross national product. This is the land of Bhutan. They base all of their decisions upon gross national happiness.
That's an advanced nation.
Yeah. Look at where they live, though, too. So here is their 4 pillars of gross national happiness. And we're talking about national happiness right now. We know we're all in the national mindset in some ways around here. Sustainability, good governance, equal social economic development, environmental conservation, preserve and promote Bhutan culture. So how would that be if our government was, all about sustainability, good governance, equal social economic development, environmental conservation, and to preserve and promote the culture. Those are the important things.
Seems somehow obvious, And life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? So, finding your own purpose and being able to feel that you're serving with that purpose is something extraordinary, and that gives you, I don't know, in their mind, that was how happiness comes about, is when you find your use in the world. And now Albert Schweitzer was an incredible fellow who studied Johann Sebastian Bach, and then was a scholar, basically. And then he
wrote a book about Bach.
Yeah.
He played concerts.
And he had a kind of a religious experience where he said to God, hey, I've had a really almost ideal kind of life. I've lived for myself. What would you have me do? And he got the answer that he should become a healer, a doctor, a medical doctor. He was a musician. So he said, okay. So he became a doctor. And then he said, okay, God, now what? And so it said, find one of the poorest places on earth that don't have any doctors and go there and make a clinic and see if you can help people and serve with your knowledge now. And so he did create a clinic in a remote part of Africa. Yeah, and he was a very kind man. He came out of that clinic to make money to buy the kind of supplies and things that they would need. He gave concerts. So you know,
in New York, in Carnegie Hall,
Yeah.
like he would come and bring all of his rich friends there, because he grew up very, very advantaged, and he felt he was gifting, but he would come do the concerts and then take
Yeah.
the money back to Africa.
Because he felt like there was a universal kind of ethic, and that ethic was reverence for life. And so, but each of us are able to serve in a unique way. And so there's a lot of different occupations that are very important in our lives, and every day we get to interact really with a vast number of people in our community that help us every day to live better lives and to have lives supported by food.
There's goat herders in this country and in most countries. I just thought that was a great picture.
Yeah.
And solar panel installers, my God. I mean, people in every job can bring a beacon of light to the people who come to them and around them, and they're helping, That's an old picture from the 40s, but look at them.
They're building a UFO, by the way.
That's so great. Weed growers. God love them.
These guys have the fuel, yeah.
God love them, you're right. And what else do we have? Oh, we're going to talk about money.
Help.
Okay, well, because a lot of people feel that, money is part of what they want to put in their New Year's resolutions, perhaps. You want to make more money. How much money? What does money mean to you, and how do you use it? So we were just thinking about this, and this book really influenced Alex and I. The same guy gave it to both of us. He had a carton of like a complete carton of them in the back of his car, and he would give them to special people. We felt very special, and he gave.
He was the same guy that gave me my first acid.
LSD, yeah. and I was going out with him. So, but anyway, but he did give it to Alex. Alex was working for him. He was a very important person in our life. And he gave us this book, Think and Grow Rich. So I just wanted you to know, it's an old book, but it did influence us in a few we were looking over the list of the table of contents, really, and it sold 15 million copies worldwide, and it sets the standard for motivational thinking, the 13 principles of mastery. It changed the way we thought about all kinds of things.
Well, it's very much like The Secret, if you've seen that whole stuff, it's like you imagine this thing that you desire, and you really believe it's there, and you write it down, and you think about it every day, and you kind of suggest to yourself, it's already happened, and all these things. So you're creating the reality before it exists in the world, but it's in your mind, in your heart, in your energy field, basically. And you find different ways of bringing it out successfully into the world. And he mixes a lot of spiritual kind of principles in with stuff about money. It feels a little weird sometimes, but it's also like, well, I got to get my mind around, getting things paid and functioning in the material world and everything like that, and it's important. And I remember when we did the Sacred Mirrors, we had read this book sometime before, and we were casting the frames, And we had to do it at a really rapid kind of pace, one a day.
We had to get them out for Alex's show, which was going to open early February. So we had like 5 months to do them.
Yeah.
We did them in 5 months.
And so
Sculpted them, cast 21 of them in our basement. We had to build a 6-part mold that was over 10 and a half feet, and then cast them, and then paint them, and I mean, it was an incredible
was a lot
process.
for us.
It's like making 21 boats, basically. It was a lot,
basically,
except they were sculpted.
And so the mystery of sexual transmutation.
That came in. I wasn't sure if you were going to bring it up.
That
really,
came into
really
play
was,
at that time, because we just decided we would kind of abstain, using all energy, push
Practice
toward
celebacy.
the
We
sacred
did
mirrors.
for like half a year.
Yeah.
And it was really an incredible
Practice.
choice
Yeah.
that we agreed to, and we got them done. We had all the energy, like there's such incredible, energy to put into our work. I don't know. There was a few things like that there that were real, but anyway, let's keep going here. These people. I was just saying, we really cannot tell you where to go to get your money advice, Alex and I. I think that the best thing to do is to shop around and look around because, Napoleon Hill was writing what, like in the 50s or something? We're not going to try to, but I did get a lot of information from Suze Orman. She's on there. She's kind of old, but there are people that will give you money tips and money advice, and I think you should. But this one, the 7 Laws of Money, was really basic. I mean, this, I think, is some of the best thing about money that you can do, and I'm going to read it to you. Do it. Now, this is, we often say, it says money will come to you when you're doing the right thing, but we say do what you love and the money will come. You've heard that one, but that's an adaptation of Michael Phillips' Do It, Money Will Come when you're doing the right thing. That's number 1. Number 2 is money has its own rules: records, budgets, savings, and borrowing. So these are the chapters. You can find out more about that. Money is a dream, a fantasy as alluring as the Pied Piper. Money is a nightmare: in jail, robbery, fears of poverty. Number 5, you can never really give money away. Can never really give money away. And then the next one, you can never really receive money as a gift. Why? Because there's always expectations on the other side. And you can't give it away, really, because, you want something in return. There are worlds without money. Don't we know?
Burning Man.
Well, leave your wallet in your car. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. Best advice from sources around the web. By the way, the guy who wrote the 7 Laws of Money, I don't know if any of you are old enough to even remember the Whole Earth Catalog, but they created, the Whole Earth Catalog, and people started to get access to tools, access to growing their own and whatever. So it was all about that. Bitcoin. Okay, there you go. See, this is the next generation of that is absolute, like, freedom from the grid, freedom from, All right, so this is the best advice from sources across the web. This is what people will tell you if you look across the entire web. What are they saying that the best advice about your money is? Create a budget, track spending, pay down debt, pay off debt, automate, hire a money expert, cancel subscriptions. Thank you, John. Discover money leaks. Thank you, John. Increase retirement savings and have an emergency fund. That's really like, being a grown-up, don't you think? It sounds very grown-up to me. Those are some good pieces of advice, though, to do those things. Remember to do those things. Those are good. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, but what we really want is a creative life, right? We want to play music and have a studio like these guys. This was Picasso's studio when he was 27. He was busy. Look at how much stuff he had. Great stove there. This is this is the studio of Francis Bacon, the first contemporary artist to have a solo show at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This is Francis Bacon. He was a great and famous painter, and his studio looked like this. He used to throw his empty tubes into a corner, and he had this gigantic mountainous pile.
Yeah. They moved his studio like an archaeological dig. You know, they gridded it off with string and things like that, and then they photographed, documented everything, and they took it from his London flat and moved it to Dublin. So it's on exhibit as a man cave.
But anyway, this is what some of his work looked
came
like.
out of. Yeah.
Yes, this is a portrait that he did. And there's Jackson Pollock working in a studio. He somehow I think it was related to the native people making art on the ground that he said he was influenced to make his art on the floor like that, But, and then people make pottery. And you could just go to like a art studio somewhere and throw a pot, And here's a studio. Look at how tidy his studio is. He's like a designer, printmaker. But anyway, great photographers can really capture, a moment. Love these pictures. And it says, what does she say? I don't think can you read that? You may veil us, but you will never dictate who we love. I think that's what I loved about this so much, People paint people, romantic couples, loving relationships. You want to paint your beloved and yourself together. It's not a bad thing. Well, anyway, questions to ask yourself in creating a life you love. Now, here's the thing. We're going to ask these questions, and we're going to give you a minute to write something down. If you don't have anything to write on, just go into your space and really think about what your answer is to this question. All right? Here we go. You go.
It's about the physical body, and here you can read it, but basically, how can I better care for my physical body? What's some kind of measurable thing that you could do that would help to benefit your physical body? Just think about it or write it down. Is there a practice you'd like to?
Do we have any music?
I don't know.
Here it comes. Okay, are we ready to move on? Everybody? All right, so the second chakra is the feeling sensual self. What evolution can I envision for my emotional and sexual life? Your emotional life, your sexual life, evolution. Okay. Third chakra, intelligence and reason. What do I want to learn? Fourth chakra. Here we go. Open-hearted, loving embrace. How do I imagine evolving my connectedness, compassion, and devotional life. Fifth chakra, the voice of authority, speaking for spirit. What does spirit want to say through me? And also, how could I evolve my creative life? Sixth chakra, the visionary third eye. What does spirit want me to see? And the crown chakra. How can I further my spiritual life? How does spirit want me to live? How can I live in the light of the divine every day? Okay. Now, I don't want to really go through all these. To create a life you love. This is a list of like directional prompts having to do with, like if you're really addressing a problem or an issue, you can go through these prompts and, write down a vision of how you want your life to look now and in the future. What do your relationships look like? Write down your top 3 priorities. Like if we just would like identify our top 3 priorities, we wouldn't go so far afield, and protect those priorities and use them to guide our decisions. So I don't need to go through all these. If you want something like this, direction like this, it's something I can send to you, and you should write my email address down, Allyson, ALLYSON, at CoSM, COSM.org, and write to me about anything, any question. And I would love to talk to you about all of that stuff about having a life you love. It's one of my favorite subjects, is to hear people's, the way people satisfy their need to perfect their life, to make an artwork.
Well, you've been an inspiring presence in many people's lives. It's really true.
Well,
No,
that's
I
very
mean,
sweet.
certainly she inspired and named the sacred mirrors, we wouldn't have a chapel of sacred mirrors if it wasn't for, you know, your inspiration.
And when it comes to that, I will tell you, as you know, my friends, that it's because Alex heard me, and he did it. It's not because, you know, we make sort of advice to our partners all the time. Sometimes it's really good advice, and they take it really seriously, like Alex did, and spent 10 years painting them. I mean, I just said, yeah, that's you could do that, you know. I couldn't do that. I went to art school just like Alex, but I wasn't going to do that. I knew he'd love to do that. He got an A++ on his anatomy final, so I knew he was up to that. So. Anyway, well, that is really beautiful. Now, listen, rather than just break up and not have any, that's kind of a deep place that we went to. So what I'd love to do now, and I'm not sure if this is in the schedule. I think this is in the schedule. Is what?
We were going to share our intention at CoSM.
Oh, that's what we got to do first.
Community, you know,
Okay,
just to
Thank you.
just to affirm. You probably, most of you know that this is our aspiration, you know, but we want to...
This is our intention and our goal for the year and every year, believe me.
To create this...
Here we go.
Sculptural exterior for Antheon, for this building, you know, to make it a freaky, wonderful...
attraction.
You know, psychedelically inspired temple, you know, and so... that's the main idea. Right now, we've got a
work of art in itself. That's what we want it to be, like a sculpted building. The building is a sculpture.
Right, and the building as it is now is a firm armature for holding the weight of the masks that will basically come on there. So we got 30 faces, and they're all connected, and it's basically about, you know, a picture of interconnectedness. Is very obvious kind of symbolism, and seeing that there is a sacred unity to all beings and to all spiritual paths as well.
We've got to get them. That's the truth. We really have to create them. We know that that's what we need, is 30 faces to wrap the building.
Right.
That's what it's going to be.
And the first thing to do after you've designed this crazy thing is to get it engineered. You know, how are we going to attach it, you know? Nice idea, but, you know, let's see the specifics. So right now they are working, Dane and a couple of architect friends are working on creating these drawings. And so it's at a very exciting time of the process. Then we will be able to submit it to various kind of people who would be able to complete the task. And we're looking at a special place in New York that may be able to do the manufacturing. So right now,
then you have a number. Then you
home.
have people who know how to do it,
Right.
and how to fit all these things into place, and then we'll show you our presentation about it. We'll continue to show you over the months,
Right,
you know,
and
the
share with
presentation.
you the numbers, you know, that we get and everything like that. So it's going to be an exciting year for us, you know, to make substantial progress on this. So, yeah, thank you all.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's it. That's our intention. Now, there it is. We visioned it into being. We created little bots of the steeplehead, and then one day we actually have a 9-foot steeplehead, and we had it erected on the building. That's the way to do it. I mean, we're just going to keep creating stuff, and we have these little sculptures that people are putting on their altars so that we can all vision it into being. That's the way we vision it. It's like we all see it, and we keep seeing it until it actually is there, and then it's there, and we go, my God, it's a miracle. I can't believe it. So this is the corner angel, and people will be called upon to say, hey, I want to be funding the corner angel. I want to get together with a group of people or whatever, and we're going to all fund a corner angel. That's how we're going to raise the money. We're going to do it, you know, ourselves. There's nobody, you know, handing it down. We're going to do it.
The angels are the cardinal directions.
That's right.
Actually off the building as
Right
well.
off the building. And then, of course, there's the Entheon for your ashes or your stashes. Stashes first, probably, hopefully, and then your ashes later. But no, it is a wonderful thing for a spiritual organization like we are to be able to offer something like this, and it's a level of support for CoSM as well. Everything that you purchase in the store or in any in either of our stores or online store all go towards making this place stay around. We want it here. We want to use it. We want to have it. We want to develop it and grow it. But anyway, build with us. That's all we can say.
This is the idea about, once we complete Entheon, we're still interested in building, and there is space on this land to build a temple like this. So one day we'd love to move the sacred mirrors out of this building and actually all of our works, and let Entheon be a museum of visionary art for the artists all around the world who are amazing, and it'd be a great way to serve and then expand, and then finally be able to do this kind of image. You can see that when beings come together in oneness, they create sacred space. So it's kind of a visual symbol of that.
Yeah. So that is our presentation. But listen, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to all stand up. Everybody, if you can. If you don't want to, don't. But, just to stretch. Oh, really good. Now, everybody we're going to have a little set change. We're going to have new performers up here. Everybody turn around and introduce yourself to somebody you haven't met before or never talked to before. And wait a minute. And share an intention for the new year. Share an intention for the new year.
Yeah, they'll wait for them to. I'll do a little practicing. 1 second. Yeah, I'll introduce the piece. I'll do it all talk to maybe. I want to be closer to it. I feel you. How you feeling right now? You said it came in the perfect time.
Yeah, that was cooled down, which is nice, but that was like.
Thank you.
Nothing. Let's see. Nothing works like that. That was made. That one wasn't made for it. It was made for some, animal to wear. But it actually is, used for that purpose. Get everybody together.
That's right.
All right. Now we're all together. Harmel is
Harmel.
here in the house.
That's
and we're so
right.
delighted. These guys are, just some of our faves. So enjoy. You want to introduce yourself in some other way?
Yeah, well, thank you for having us, first of all. So it's always a blessing to be here, right?
So is.
I have Albert Basile with me, and we're going to play a couple traditional songs. And later tonight, we're going to be playing in the library, right?
Oh, in the library.
Yeah, and we'll have a larger group. We have a couple more members who will join us later. And for now, we're going to start with a song called, it's from a genre of music called Samai, from Levantine, Middle Eastern, Ottoman times. It's a distinct rhythm. It has 10 beats in the rhythm. If you can kind of find the rhythm, it's in 10/8. And Samai means listen, like hear. So it's really a listening piece. It's something you reflect on. And this one is called Samai Kadim, Bayati Kadim, and that's Kadim means old, ancient. So this is a really old Samai, and Bayati just means the scale that it's in. So I'm going to start with a small improvisation in that scale, and we'll go from there. I will. thing on? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Can anybody feel the rhythm in there? The 10 revel. So we were kind of deciding what to do next. Well, let me also introduce. Is anybody familiar with the instrument? What's that called, right? By the way, it's called the oud. So if it looks like a lute, maybe. So lute comes from alud, the oud. As it traveled, it became, so this is kind of the ancestral to the guitar and any kind of lap strummed instrument with strings. So it's traditionally, this Arabic style is 11. And then if you play with some higher tunings in Turkish style, you may have 12 with but you'll notice my bass is singular because it's such a thick string for this tuning. Yeah, and it's a very popular instrument from Morocco to Persia and Turkey and Middle Eastern countries. You'll see this a lot, played in different styles. And Albert is he was playing a rek, which is a traditional tambourine, but you notice he was playing it more virtuosely than you would see a traditional tambourine player. So where you play the zills more directly. And now he's going to be playing a darbuka, or tabla, depends on what part of the world you're in, what they'll call it. And then this song we're going to do an original song. We don't really have a name for it, but it's in a shabby rhythm. It's coming, yeah. Afterwards, come let me know. Setting intentions tonight, right? So this one's not so much of a listening, but we don't have much room to dance here, but just to bring your full moon intentions on in. It's like a 6/8 dancing rhythm in Maghrebi style. So, unnamed. Oh, get that. I was too close. I should have. Thank you. Thank you. One more round of applause for the amazing. You know, I was one of the potheads smoking on Union Street, so I've been hanging around this place for a long time. You remember she said the potheads on Union Street?
It was illegal at the time.
It was illegal at the time, so we were renegades. Now it's now, before it was cool.
We were outlaws.
So yeah, so I mean, I've always admired their work, and to be able to be part of it and play in it, it's a special feeling. Thanks, Albert, for joining me.
Oh, this is going to be great. They're going to be over there playing with more people.
More people. We're going to be doing this song again with the bass from Bashar and David.
So get ready to dance.
Yeah, come dance.
Get
You
up
can dance
and
there.
move.
Super awesome.
Fabulous.
Thank
That
you
was
so
so
much.
amazing.
Harma. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
You are so amazing. Oh, that's incredible. Well, I think that deserves 3 ahs. What do you think? 3 ahs? Alexa? All right. So that's the time to just like, let's just take deep breaths, and we're just going to say, why do we use the ah sound, Alex?
Well, our Tibetan Buddhist teacher, Namkhai Norbu, taught us about using this mantra in Tibetan, the ah, and so the ah is supposedly a symbol of our primordial perfection. And really, it's their symbol or sound for the Buddha nature, basically, the enlightened state. And their sense is that we actually all are enlightened already. And that's our basis. Our consciousness is already enlightened, It's just we have obstacles to recognizing our already awakened state. And so the spiritual path is more about getting those obstacles out of the way and kind of wearing away at those obstructions and things like that, and accessing spirit. So by affirming, using the symbol or sound of ah 3 times, then you could say it's for body, mind, and spirit. You're affirming the already perfect state of those things. So here we go. Awesome.
That's it. It's so cleansing, between
sorry.
things.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for blessings and declarations, is it not?
I believe it is.
Okay, well, the blessings and declarations. How many people have never been to a full moon before? All right. Thank you. How many people have been to a full moon and this is and you brought somebody with you this time? Okay. Well, you get a gold star. You totally get a gold star. Bring people. But anyway, when we do the blessings and declarations, it's a time when you have a chance to just openly state, in less than a minute, a blessing, and we all know what a blessing can be. A declaration is, something that's like an intention. So if you felt like you came up with an intention tonight, or even before you came here, that you knew you wanted to, that you're willing to share with your community who supports you and loves you and will hold your feet to the fire if you want them to. But if you don't want them to anymore, you have to tell them. But basically, you know, we will do that, and we will support you in our psychic ways too. You know, it really does help to, if you have an intention to tell others. You have to share it inspiringly with others. Yeah.
I wanted to share one blessing, because we were talking with our daughter just before we came over here. She's in L.A., and they've been experiencing some...
She lives in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they have fires that came all about a block away from her, 2 blocks away maybe.
The cats were packed. Everything is like,
Cat-
they
cat
were ready to
by
go.
the door.
And everything. So it was...
But they didn't go.
But they're lucky. They still have their home, and they're safe for now, and everything like that. And so, I think a lot of us have been feeling our friends
Can I just
there.
say that,
Yeah.
you know how beautiful my floor is downstairs with the secret writing on it? Okay. Those people who supported that, gifted that, funded that floor, lost their home, totally. Burned to the ground. So we know people who are struggling and who are suffering from loss, whether or not they have another home or whether they have a place to go. They still are suffering loss. So we have to, send blessings.
That's right.
Their way, absolutely.
Yes, that's just all that I was thinking, was that we send a prayer from our spot here out to California, and all of our friends and our beloveds, and holding
them
them
safe.
in our hearts, and sending in a wave of love and blessings and Phoenix energies.
Yeah. If you have a blessing or a declaration that you want to make, raise your hand and Alexa will come over. Alexa, you got somebody right in front of you, darling.
Hi,
Say your name.
Claudio Lanial.
It's Claudia.
Bring love, inner and outer, peace, joy, good health, lots of laughter, and a minimum of abundance of goodness, kindness, compassion to myself and others, not just to survive, but to thrive, and to be totally open and tolerant, not judgmental of each individual's differences, and to nourish our common humanity, and to be grateful of the gift of life and sharing this existence and my future existences with all beings, earthly and divine, which we all are. May the legacy of our lives be fruitful. Amen.
Yashikoa. Aho. All right, Claudio. Thank you, Claudio.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful.
Who's next?
Blessings
Yes.
and declarations. What, got some people.
There's-
Where
You
should I
look.
go?
Little
I
Alexa.
should-
There's
I
one in the far corner there.
Okay, how about I start in the back and we'll loop? All right, I'm going to walk across the stage.
That way it's not. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Thank you. Blessings, everybody. My name is Julian, and I'm going to share a prayer that I've been saying in general for the last few months. May every moment serve as an opportunity for us all to connect ever more deeply and align ever more deeply with our highest intentions and divine purpose. Amen.
Right on. Who else? Raise your hand.
I had you up here.
There you go, Alexa. You find somebody.
Make sure you hold the mic nice and close.
Hey everybody, it's awesome to be here. I just want to offer the idea of meditation as the next big adventure sport.
And tell us your name. Tell us your name.
Oh, Ian.
Ian. Thank you, Ian. Thank you so much.
Put it in the Olympics.
Alexa. Bring lots of people.
Let's go right here.
Go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dina.
Hi, Gina.
I just want to say I just want to make the jump. That has been a common theme that I haven't really grasped up until now. So without fear, just kind of diving into the way I want my life to be. So thank you.
Thank you, Gina. That's very inspiring.
Hi, I'm Rachel. No, but on a serious note, I do want to give a blessing to anyone dealing with grief and loss of a loved one. So just join me in giving special blessings to those people to find peace in that and love.
Right on. Right on. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Kyron. I declare that I am no longer a victim to my life. I take full responsibility for all of my choices, and I am in service from a place of gratitude rather than obligation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyron. Thank you so much. Alexa, way back in the back, somebody. Okay.
Hi, I'm Harmony, and I am so grateful to be here. The last time I was at CoSM is when you were in the city, and I've been trying to get myself back for 12 years. I also lived in California twice, once up in Northern Cal, and then lastly for 10 years in San Diego. So I do have a lot of acquaintances and close friends in LA, so I just want to further send more healing, strength, protection, and blessings to anyone that's affected by that natural disaster, any other natural disasters around the world, and especially the innocents, like the animals and the children that can't really understand, comprehend what's going on. Just protecting them with so much white light and love and healing. And to anyone that's suffering because of wars around the world as well, that hopefully we can evolve past fighting wars and come to a place of peace in our lifetime. Thank you.
Oh, that's such a blessing. Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Yes.
Beautiful. This
in the
guy
back?
all the way in the
Where?
back has been
All
waiting.
the way in the back.
He's
Let's
all
do
the way
it.
back there, but he's really serious. He's got to share. It's a burning share.
Hello, I'm Zachary. This is a poem that I read to my mushrooms one time before I ate them, and it's sort of a declaration. All right. May the universe's tune imbue this holy, sacred, ancient, mold me into a new wave meant to destroy old pavement, make it light my flame and tame within the same things that always played games. Let open senses to a deeper meaning, teeming and screaming to be reading. Let seas of light and love fill the crack in my broken heart. Let previously torn apart things stop scorning and scorching my temple within. Make me see the wrong in my ways and say something to make a change. Allow spirit to flow through me to heal and create and end all the sad and hate. Allow good habits to lay waste to the bad. Allow benevolent messages to flow through easy and be less needy and have a bigger impact and stay compact, and let me regain a feeling I had before. Let nonsense fall out and let insight enthrall that pain, and grow loud and proud to share the gift given, appreciation of everything within. Help people look, love, see, and be a better conductor for spirituality.
Thank
Okay.
you. Beautiful.
Alrighty then.
Beautiful. Are we not choosing any people over on this side anymore?
I think we should take one more, and I see a brilliant hand.
Yes.
Up in the air, and I'm walking to you right now. Okay. Where'd you go? Where are you? Oh.
Hello. My name is Christine, and I'd like to share a Irish proverb song I sang in 6th grade. And
Please.
it's been
I'd love to hear that.
burning in my memory for some reason. And,
Good.
Yeah. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the wind fall softly upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm
of his hand. And until we meet again, my friend, may the wind fall softly on the fields until we meet again.
Thank you. That was beautiful. All right. We're going to go to, I want to do two things. One thing is, you know, we are in the room, but there are people out there, way out there in the world that are seeing us. And I want you to all turn around and wave to them. There are even some people down there in the remote rooms, and they can all see you. Wait, we don't have a screen anymore. Oh, there we go. Yay. Look at us. All right. We love you out there. And we'll see you at the party. Okay, so that was one thing I really wanted to do. And we're going to go to the people out in the world, and we're going to find a few people who Katie is going to read us about. But before I want to do that, I just want to acknowledge a person of great importance to us at CoSM who has happened to show up here. And I want Amani to please stand up. Amani was the first general manager of CoSM in the country. And she and her son packed up the sacred mirrors and all our 12,000 square feet of office and store and every kind of thing. They packed us up, did it as volunteers, and moved us here. So I'm just saying, she was with us in the city, and she was with us in the earliest pictures of our first full moons that were public. She came up from the Washington area, Washington, D.C. area.
She brought the drum, and
she brought the
and
Hong
a
drum.
whole community.
And she also became, she came here and for a while, she became the general manager. But she is a leader of her own community. And if you want to talk to her, look, she's got this great hat. You'll never miss her. You got to inundate her with questions about being the leader of a community. She's been doing this for a long time, and she came in the middle of her career to help us so deeply. I am honored. I am in blessing, and thank you so much for standing. Thank you.
Give it up for her.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay, so now we're gonna hear from, who are we gonna hear from, Katie?
Alrighty. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Yeah. I've been collecting intentions from the live stream. We have friends tuning in from so many places out there. From the town next door all the way to places like the north of France and Holland and the UK and the Netherlands and Colombia. Let's share some of their intentions. First, we have Ariel with a declaration. She says, I declare my connection to the rhythms of the earth, embracing the fertility of mind, body, and soul, to bloom with purpose and joy. Beautiful. And then we have Imja with a declaration. She says, I will create art for myself. I don't know who else I can help with my art, but I can help myself by doing my art. Love that. The live stream is such a gift because we can be experiencing all this together in the same room with everybody out there. So none of it would be possible without our AV team in the back. Give them some love.
Thank you, Katie.
And the production team and every team, the media. And so don't we want to do our memorials and blessings? Let's
Yes.
do that. So tonight we may be thinking of loved ones, maybe even ourselves, who might be suffering distress in body or mind. Every CoSM full moon, we take a few moments to turn inside and hold in our hearts those who might benefit from a healing prayer. To strengthen this blessing, recall the name of your loved one as we pray.
Great Spirit, thank you for blessing us with this day and for our precious body and soul. We feel the light of Spirit shining in our hearts, and as we breathe, a glow expands to surround us like a luminous sphere.
The brightness in our hearts magnifies as we join together in a gleaming web with countless others around the world, a luminous net of beings. From the superabundance of our combined energy field, we envision rays of healing light surrounding and protecting us, our friends and family.
May the light shine on all who need healing, and may Spirit renew each soul with creative power to rebuild stronger and weave peace and harmony across the earth. May the water, air, fire, and earth be purified, and the web of life be strong and resilient.
And together we say, Amen.
Well, some who are with us may be grieving the loss of a family member or a friend. We send our deep condolences to all who are in mourning. We acknowledge the sacred space of sorrow and compassion that we carry for all those suffering on our planet. Remembering the brevity of life, we appreciate the beauty of every precious day.
Almighty Spirit, we remember the souls of beloved ones who have passed on. Cherishing them in our heart, they remain close. To evoke their memory now, recall their names as we reflect together for a moment in silent prayer, sending a wave of love from our being to theirs. And together we say, may their memory be a blessing. Well, now we get Alexa back to tell us all about the future news.
Oh, geez.
Come on over, Alexa. What's in the future? What's in our future?
Oh my gosh, what's not in our future? That's the real question. Thank you all for being here. As you were doing that prayer, I've been listening to a bunch of Ram Dass lately, and something that has stuck with me is what he said was, your soul isn't rooted in fear. Your soul is doing just fine. So I think everything's fine. I don't know about you guys. We're going to have a great night tonight. How are you doing? We're good. We're happy. We're healthy. We're thriving.
We are so great. It's such a... Anyway, we feel so grateful and so
Totally.
fortunate, and so many are suffering, but we feel like God is watching over us, and we are doing our best, and we're trying to help others, you know.
Amen to that. You're going to
Amen.
make at least 3
Amen.
best friends tonight if you've never been here before, so enjoy that. We have so many great things on tap. Give it up for Harmal. That was just half of them. There's 2
Harmal.
others. I'm very excited about their music. They're spicy in all the best ways. So we got that going in the library. We also have some wonderful live painters tonight. We got Letty Blanco coming all the way from Mexico. My girl Letty.
Letty!
She's also a
rejoining
CoSM team
us.
member. We have Ruby Salvo. Give it up for Ruby.
Ruby!
We have Ralpo. He works in our kitchen. He's painting tonight too. We got the squad. Where's
my
Ralph in
God.
here? Maybe he's not. Maybe he's getting set up. And we have Michael Hart in the building as well. Give it up for Michael. So it's a family affair, is what I'm trying to say. So after the ceremony concludes, definitely hang out in Entheon. And like Alex said, he might be wandering around in that psychedelic reliquary. You'll be hanging out as well, I
I'm
hope.
hanging out. I'm hanging out.
Fabulous. So
I'm hanging out everywhere in all the different areas. I'm going to just, you know, groove around.
Yeah.
There's going to be some great fires over there, 2 fires.
Yeah,
and
well-
indoor in the 2 fireplaces. It's
That's
going to
right.
be cozy.
Cozy on up. I completely just lost my train of thought.
Well,
Isn't that amazing?
enjoy the show here until I don't know
Yeah.
what time, but
Well,
but-
Entheon will be open till about 11, but the party goes until midnight.
Right.
Music goes till 11:30. So come together, especially around 11:30, so we can.
And then
together
at the
and
very
howl.
end,
Yeah.
you know, when it's approaching midnight, we howl at the moon. You know,
You
so
have
we have
to.
to. So make it till the sweet end, not the bitter end. The sweet
The
end.
sweet end, the land of
milk
and honey.
and honey that we're gonna enjoy howling at the moon, just to be in resonance with the life web, all the nature and all the animals out there.
Yeah, so we also have an interactive art table that will be just an opportunity for you to doodle up, draw up, meet people, write
Draw
some
together.
intentions. Who's ready for a snack, though? Yeah, so I'm ready to
Food is
shove
good.
a turkey wrap right into my third eye. It's going to be amazing. You can do that, too. Over in the Mushroom Cafe, which is in the Gray House. Check out all the amazing art that's on the walls over there as well. We have some delicious beverages, cacao, tea, whatever you want. We got you. So definitely check that out. Drink lots of water. If you have any questions or need anything at all, we're here to serve. Find somebody with a staff badge and let them know what you need. If they can't answer your question, they'll direct you to somebody who can. And we just want to take care of you. We want you to feel grounded and safe and secure. And so if you need anything at all, please find us. We are here to help you make sure that you're having a good time. Take care of each other. Have a fabulous time tonight. We do this all the time. We do these once a month, these full moon gatherings.
do. Yeah, and you can even come online, as you know, people, Zoom in.
Correct.
So, or they YouTube in.
The YouTube's in for the full moon gathering.
But
We
tomorrow
Zoom in for
our church.
Yes.
Our church is it's just our favorite fun activity.
We love it.
So come make art with us sometime, and tomorrow is the time. We would love to be with you for our church. The theme will be creating a life you love, but we're making art together to music and enjoying each other's company. So that's over at the Art Lab. We're open tomorrow. Entheon's open tomorrow. But what do we got coming up in the future?
Well, some things with Entheon. So the All One Gallery, which is the first gallery that you see when you walk into the building, we are about to rotate that show. So next month is the last time that you will be able to see that collection of works from those visionary artists, because come vernal equinox, we're going to be releasing a brand new show, a brand new exhibition of All One artists.
Well, just enjoy, though, the ones that are down there right now before you walk out the door, because the recurring motifs of visionary art, the things that when people say, what is visionary art? It's sort of, there's just each one is a different representative example, like an iconic example of different, there's the human-animal hybrid, there's all kinds of things. There's a social justice piece that some of our visionary artists follow. So anyway, check it out and enjoy the show.
Yeah, it's coming
for
down
another month.
For another month, we're going to do a Valentine's dinner Entheon tour on Valentine's Day. So if you're trying to show off for your partner, get them a Valentine's dinner ticket, because you two will be doing
We're
a little tour.
we're going to be doing a Valentine's, fun time.
And it's not just for couples. You can bring a friend or a loved one if you'd like.
We're
It's
going to have a
about-
delicious dinner with wine, and then we're going to go over to
Yes.
Entheon and take a little tour.
Yes.
With us.
It's all about
Be with us.
sacred relationships in general. That's the theme for the month. So
We'd love you to be with
definitely come on out for that. We have applications are still open for the Visionary Painting Intensive for intermediate to advanced artists, and
Applications
the Visionary
are still open for the start of painting, which is in March.
Which is in March. It's almost
coming
sold
up,
out.
And it's almost sold out.
Yeah, we
But
have
then
a-
there's the Visionary Art Intensive.
We got all sorts of stuff.
All right, I got to
For
tell you something.
painters.
There's a
Yes.
difference between the Visionary Art Intensive and the Visionary Painting Intensive. I
Yes,
just
there
want to
is.
clear this up. The Visionary Painting Intensive is for advanced painters, and it is advanced intermediate, and we get a lot of applications. So just get your 3 best paintings together and apply. And that happens once a year. And then the Visionary Art Intensive is all levels and all mediums. You could actually do collage in that class. You could do sculpting in that class if you want to. We're really doing sketches in the Visionary Art Intensive. We're doing, access to visions. How do you get your visions onto paper? Or onto sculpture, or into whatever medium you want to. It's basically an ideas and sketch phase, kind of like generating visions, basically. So I just wanted you to know the difference.
Yeah, you two are pretty good at that. So I would say learn from them for sure, and definitely check out all the ways that you can fuel and enrich your creative practice. We have an entire roster of amazing artists that are going to be teaching this spring, summer, and fall. We do the full moons every month. We do art church every month. So there's a lot of ways that you can participate and be involved. If you want to be a member, that's cool too. You get in art church for free. You get discounts on the full moons, and we love you. We think you're so cool.
But to be a member, just stop. To be a member is to be a stand for this place existing in the future. If you believe that we should be around and you really think that it inspires you, it's not so much just to be a stand, and we can, well, the members are the people who really run a church. That's what it is. It's like what you want and what you talk about. We want to hear about it. We want to know about it. And if you're a member, we want to hear from you. So anyway, that's what it is to be a member, is to say, yes, this place should keep operating.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, by your coming here tonight, it is supporting the whole effort. So we appreciate it, to whatever degree that the community is involved. It all is good, and it's all helpful. So we thank you. You're temple builders with us.
Amen to that. Give yourselves a little pat on the back. Very nice. So anyways, CoSM.org/events. Tag us on Instagram about your experience tonight. We love user-generated content. And have a great time. I'm going to pass it back to you guys for the final benediction.
Close.
See you later.
Thank you, Alexa. Everybody give it up for Alexa. Come on. She's so awesome. She does so many things and wears so many hats. Come on in, Claudio. We're gonna have the final benediction. Here it comes.
Okay, dedication to love. From the core of our hearts, we dedicate ourselves to the complete and full expression of love in all our activities and in all our relationships.
Love is the soul's medicine, a refuge in our hearts, protecting us from utter despair. Finding compassion in the eyes of the beloved and a stranger gives us the courage to endure.
May love sensitize us with care and wisdom. May love help heal the sickness and wounds of life. May love enable us to forgive and accept ourselves.
May love enable us to forgive and accept each other. May love help us overcome our cruelty and bitterness, our greed and jealousy, our ignorance and delusion.
May love rule our hearts and minds, directing us to reach out, doing our best to benefit others, to heal suffering, to give gifts, to create beauty in the infinite network that is our world.
A heart of loving kindness pours creative grace into the world to alleviate pain and mend the heart net. To the healing art of love, we dedicate ourselves.
May any merit generated by this gathering be offered to the benefit and liberation of all beings. Happy full moon.